the charming crown prince of Dubai, known for his adventurous lifestyle, poetry, and global presence. But behind all the headlines and carefully crafted public appearances, there's a part of his life most people rarely talk about: his marriage to Sheikha Sheikha bint Saeed bin Thani al Maktoum. At first glance, it looked like the perfect royal union, a princess from the same powerful dynasty, a marriage that ticked all the right boxes. But behind the scenes, the story isn't as picture perfect as it seems, from family expectations to rumors of heartbreak to a marriage many believe was never about love at all. This is the untold truth about Sheikh Hamdan's mysterious relationship with Sheikha Sheikha, and why their royal love story may not be what the world thinks. For someone married to one of the world's most famous royals, Sheikha Sheikha has remained surprisingly private. You won't find countless interviews, flashy magazine covers, or public speeches. In fact, much of her life has been kept carefully away from the spotlight, and that's exactly how the Al Maktoum family likes it. But here's what we do know. Sheikha Sheikha bint Saeed bin Thani al Maktoum isn't just a royal by marriage. She was born into Dubai's ruling dynasty, a true princess by blood, deeply connected to the most powerful family in the UAE. According to reports, Sheikha Sheikha is believed to be around 38 years old. Some sources suggest she was born in 1986, though official details about her early life have always been kept vague. What's clear is that she grew up surrounded by wealth, tradition, and the quiet pressure that comes with carrying one of the most influential names in the Arab world. But beyond her royal status, there's one detail that makes her marriage to Sheikh Hamdan complicated. She's not just his wife, she's also his first cousin. And as you'll soon find out, that's not just coincidence. It's part of a royal pattern that's been shaping Dubai's ruling family for generations. But before we get there, the real story begins with the man she was supposed to marry. Long before Sheikh Hamdan's name was attached to hers, Sheikha Sheikha was at the center of a completely different royal match. It's been said that her future was originally tied to Sheikh Rashid, the eldest son of Dubai's ruler, and the man many believed was destined to lead the emirate. Powerful, well-connected, and the firstborn of Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Sheikh Rashid was expected to follow in his father's footsteps, and part of that future included marriage within the family. That's where Sheikha Sheikha came in. As the daughter of Sheikh Hessa, who herself comes from the ruling dynasty, Sheikha Sheikha was seen as the ideal bride to keep the family ties strong. A match that wasn't just about love, but about legacy, tradition, and power. But here's where the story takes a turn no one saw coming. Despite the pressure, Sheikh Rashid reportedly rejected the proposal. Whether it was personal preference, political reasons, or something behind the scenes, only those closest to the palace know for sure. What we do know is that Sheikh Rashid chose to marry someone else, and just a few years later, tragedy struck. In 2015, Sheikh Rashid passed away unexpectedly, shocking the entire region. His death didn't just shake the royal family emotionally, it changed the entire line of succession. With Sheikh Rashid gone, Sheikh Hamdan, his younger brother, was next in line. And with that, everything changed for both him and Sheikha Sheikha. But what happened next wasn't about love, it was about duty. And that's where the real story begins. When Sheikh Rashid passed away, the responsibility of the crown prince fell onto Sheikh Hamdan's shoulders. And with that title came more than just power and privilege. It came with expectations, heavy, complicated, royal expectations. In Dubai's ruling family, marriage isn't always about fairy tales or grand romantic gestures. It's about preserving the bloodline, strengthening alliances, and keeping tradition alive. And for Sheikh Hamdan, that meant following a very specific path. Reports claim that after becoming crown prince, Sheikh Hamdan faced pressure to marry someone from within the family, someone who would both satisfy tradition and protect the dynasty's image. And just like that, all eyes turned back to Sheikha Sheikha. It wasn't the first time this had happened. In fact, royal insiders point to his own parents as proof. Sheikh Hamdan's father, Sheikh Mohammed, married Sheikha Hind, who just so happens to be his first cousin as well. The same family connection, the same tradition, the same sense of duty. For Sheikh Hamdan, love took a backseat to legacy. By marrying Sheikha Sheikha, he wasn't just fulfilling a family expectation, he was protecting centuries of royal tradition, whether he wanted to or not. But behind the palace walls, not everything was as perfect as it looked. On paper, it seemed flawless. The handsome, adventurous crown prince marries a princess from the same powerful dynasty. For the public, it was the perfect royal story, elegant, controlled, traditional. But behind the palace gates, whispers told a different story. Insiders have long suggested that Sheikh Hamdan wasn't exactly thrilled about the marriage. Sure, it satisfied the royal family, it preserved tradition, but when it came to personal happiness, that's where things got complicated. Sources close to the situation have hinted that Sheikh Hamdan agreed to the marriage out of pure duty, not out of love. Some even go as far as saying he resisted the idea for years. But with family expectations mounting and with the memory of Sheikh Rashid's passing, leaving the family vulnerable, Hamdan had little choice. The wedding reportedly took place in 2019 alongside his brothers, a triple royal wedding that made headlines worldwide, but even that event, for all its glitz and glamour, couldn't hide the cracks beneath the surface. Behind the smiles was distance. Behind the titles was tension. And for Sheikh Hamdan and Sheikha Sheikha, married life didn't unfold like a fairy tale, because not long after the celebrations ended, the rumors of separation began. It didn't take long for people to start noticing something off. Despite being married, Sheikh Hamdan and Sheikha Sheikha were rarely seen together. Public appearances, almost non-existent. Joint interviews, never happened. Photos, a few carefully staged images, but nothing that showed the warmth or closeness the world expects from newlyweds. Naturally, the rumors began to swirl. Some claimed the couple were living separate lives, still legally married, but emotionally worlds apart. Others whispered that the crown prince's heart had never truly been in the marriage to begin with. And then came the divorce rumors. Over the past few years, countless blogs, online forums, and social media pages have suggested that Sheikh Hamdan quietly divorced Sheikha Sheikha. Some even speculated it happened long ago, but that the royal family kept it hidden to avoid scandal. But here's the thing, no official confirmation has ever come from the palace, and in the world of royalty, silence often says more than words. What we do know is that multiple reports claim the two now live separately. No public fights, no legal drama, just quiet distance and, according to insiders, a lot of heartbreak behind closed doors. But that wasn't the end of the story, because Sheikh Hamdan's love life would only become more complicated from here. While Sheikh Hamdan's official marriage to Sheikha Sheikha faded quietly into the background, the rumors surrounding his love life only grew louder. For years, the Crown Prince has been the subject of endless speculation when it comes to romance. Social media is flooded with whispers of secret girlfriends, mystery women spotted by his side, and even alleged secret relationships beyond the royal family's approval. One name that comes up time and time again, a woman named Hadia. Some reports suggest that Hadia was Sheikh Hamdan's longtime love, the woman he truly wanted to be with before duty forced him into marriage with Sheikha Sheikha. Of course, none of these claims have ever been officially confirmed. The royal family remains notoriously private, and Sheikh Hamdan himself never addresses the rumors. But that hasn't stopped the speculation. From leaked photos to vague social media posts, fans and royal watchers are convinced there's more to the story than the palace lets on. And while the world focuses on Hamdan's adventurous lifestyle, poetry, and global image, behind the scenes, his personal life remains a puzzle, one filled with quiet heartbreak, complicated traditions, and unanswered questions. But there's one thing most people agree on. The royal love story of Sheikh Hamdan and Sheikha Sheikha was never as simple as it looked. To the outside world, Dubai's royal family looks like a flawless dynasty. Wealth, power, tradition, and the perfect image. But like any family, behind the palaces and designer suits, there are complicated emotions, broken expectations, and untold stories. The marriage between Sheikh Hamdan and Sheikha Sheikha was never just about love. It was about duty, legacy, and protecting the family name. But as we've seen, that doesn't always lead to happiness. Whether they remain quietly married, separated by choice, or their relationship exists only on paper, the truth is known only to those within the royal walls. But one thing is certain. When it comes to Sheikh Hamdan's personal life, the story is far from over. The unanswered questions, quiet heartbreak, and rumors of forbidden love continue to swirl, and the world is still watching, still wondering what happens next. Because in the world of royalty, the real drama rarely happens in public. It happens behind closed doors.
On September the 30th, Sheikha Tani returned to Dubai from London, bringing her child and nannies with her. Many people were curious about why she came back, and it turns out she had an important reason. Sheikha Tani wanted to ask Sheikh Hamdan for forgiveness. Why, you might ask? Because she was involved in a scandal, a fake pregnancy story. Some of you might remember the rumors I mentioned in earlier videos, but her return wasn't just about asking for forgiveness. Sheikha Tani also had a plan. She wanted to have a second child with Sheikh Hamdan to rebuild their relationship. However, things didn't go as planned. When Sheikha Tani arrived at Sheikh Hamdan's palace, she expected a warm welcome, or at least a chance to talk. But Sheikh Hamdan was still upset with her. He told her he wasn't interested in having another child with her. He's been dealing with a lot emotionally and feels misunderstood. Instead of a happy reunion, things were tense. Sheikh Hamdan ignored her. She waited for hours, hoping he'd talk to her, but he seemed focused on his own thoughts. That evening, he didn't come home at his usual time. When he finally returned, Sheikha Tani tried to talk to him, but he was cold and direct, saying, "Don't wait for me, don't talk to me, we're not having another child. I need peace." This created a lot of tension in the palace. Instead of feeling sad, Sheikha Tani seemed angry as her plans weren't working. By September 1st, she'd had enough and left Dubai with her child Mohammed and their nannies. She posted a message on social media saying, "Value your peace more than others' opinions." It seems she was disappointed, but also decided to focus on her own peace of mind. Meanwhile, Sheikh Hamdan is focusing on self-care. He's spending time in the gym, practicing shooting sports, and praying. He's clearly working to regain his strength and find peace. He even decided to send his kids, Rashid and Sheikha, to stay with Hadia at her mansion for a while. This gives him some time alone at the palace to clear his mind, especially since he's busy with political work. Now let's talk about Sheikh Hamdan's relationship with Shama. Many of you have asked for an update on this. Sheikh Hamdan has been meeting Shama often, having coffee and long talks with her. She's been a great friend and has offered him support without judgment. Shama doesn't pressure him or demand anything serious, which seems to be exactly what he needs right now. Sheikh Hamdan feels comfortable around her, and while there's no rush for marriage, it's clear he's considering a future with her. So that's the latest in Sheikh Hamdan's life, from Sheikha Tani's return to Sheikh Hamdan's focus on self-recovery and his growing bond with Shama. A lot has been going on. It seems he's prioritizing his peace and well-being. I hope you enjoyed these updates. Sheikh Hamdan's life is always full of drama and surprises, and I'll keep bringing you the latest news. If you liked this video, please hit the like button, subscribe, and turn on the bell icon so you don't miss any updates. I've got more exciting content coming up, so stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.